I do wish that Project Zomboid would have it when you chose random. It would prioritize something that isn't already in, whatever you're making. And then if you didn't have something that wasn't in it, then it would just, random at that point. So we got broccoli. 2 broccoli, so I won't add another. And the reason we're doing that is every time you add a different ingredient, so the more variety you have in your food, it'll give you a little bit more happiness. Every time you add the same ingredient multiple times, it'll reduce the happiness you get and can actually get you to the point it will start causing boredom and unhappiness. And usually that threshold is once you add 2 of the same thing, like any more after that either puts you to like neutral or makes it sad. Yeah, Scruffy, I actually used to always pull up the crafting menu myself to do it there. Like the only reason I haven't been doing that is just I end up having to make salads while driving and make salads while fighting zombies on a fairly regular basis. So I've gotten the habit of just right click, add ingredient, go with it. We very, very regularly make our salads behind the wheel. I wish the food icons are bigger. Yes, I agree. Oh yeah. The fun thing that we noticed is like I will make salads behind the wheel all the time. We were trying to gain weight during the winter because we had been eating nothing but veggies and we were getting legitimately like underweight. And I'm like, all right, well, we have oats. Oats are decent calories. Let's make a bunch of bowls of oatmeal. And your character, if you try and make oatmeal behind the wheel, will be like, can't do that while driving. And I'm like, all right, so hear me out. I can take a tin that's got flakes in it, and I can pour those into a bowl. Okay, so that's one thing. That is right out. But I can chop up a salad while driving. One assumes with a knife while driving, and that's thumbs up. A-okay. All right, game. I mean, I understand people have strong opinions about oatmeal, but it's a bit much. Yeah, and the cutting board sound. So if I remember, as we drive around and we see some of these heavy vehicles, I'm going to watch and see if we can't find some performance breaks. You're just cutting on your rock hard abs. You don't need a cutting board. You hit the point that, you're just so solidly built that you don't have to wear any type of protective gear anymore. This metal pipe and this nightstick are like one durability tick from breaking, and they've just been there. And it actually is kind of annoying because I like to keep multiple good weapons on hand. So like normally I like when, I have one weapon that's right about to break, I have 2 weapons that are like at least moderate to good condition. That way if I'm fighting a horde I can just, the first weapon breaks, pop out the second weapon, and I don't have to juggle inventory too badly. With the exception of when I break my knife and I'm low on stamina, then, life is what it is. Alright, kill this one, and there's one back there too. I didn't check to see how much of a difference our trunk got. As your your door to your trunk and all that, like your trunk lid and all that get damaged, it does reduce the storage of your vehicle. So, you know, repairing it helps. I think it was at like 140 or 130-ish was our storage before. So that one repair just got us like 30, 40 more capacity in our trunk. So like repairing vehicles is well worth it, it's just you have to take the time to train up the skills to do it. Forgot to adjust my mic after I sat down. I wonder if it's worth checking a wreck for performance breaks. Probably not. Because that would be a lot of repairing I have to do. Like, if I just absolutely cannot find performance breaks, then sure. Oh, the next time I see a good pair of boots, I should check into swapping them. We haven't swapped our boots in a long time, and they do wear out. Not that I'm going looking for them, it's just if we happen to see something we kill and it's like, oh, boots. We'll grab them. I'll pull up the skills here in just a moment. I want to be careful around all these trees, so we'll kill these zombies and then we'll go take a look at those skills. Because they're going pretty swimmingly. No, hey, you. And apparently you. Okay, so I go skills, and I will move them up here. Of course, there's a zombie coming. Zombies coming. But as you can see, we are up to 6 fitness, 7 strength. So that's going well. Fitness is about halfway. Strength is pretty close to halfway, not quite. We have hit Nimble 5. So we just hit that, so we got no progress towards the next level. Most of our combat skills are 7 or roughly 7 at this point. Ooh, crowbar. Always love to see that. 7 or getting super close to 7 right now. Spear's about to hit 5, which will be nice, because Spear and Axe have been lagging behind the other combat skills. Maintenance is getting dangerously close to 8. Our carpentry is at 10. Our cooking is getting really close to hitting 10. Farming is at just shy of 8. Tailoring is at 10. Mechanic and metalworking is at 5. Electrical at 4. First aid is at nothing. Like, we got technically a couple points and that's it. Our aiming and reloading is still at 5 and 4, which we had forever ago. We went on a rampage very early on, and we've not used guns again since. And then basically our fishing and foraging and all that are not particularly doing well because we've not really been doing it much. Like, it's only been since we got through winter that I've been fishing at any real frequency. That's because we're using that for when we need to put on some weight. Need to ditch some stuff here. Actually did want to drop that one. Drop one of the crowbars. Get rid of the meat cleaver, and that should do. Yep, and a lot of that weapon variety comes from the fact that, especially early on in this run, you use whatever weapons you can get your hand on. There's no being picky. If you find yourself some, like, dishware, you use it. Because you will constantly be running out of weapons, because just how many zombies there are. At this point I don't have that problem. With as much maintenance as we have, I am finding more weapons than I'm destroying. So it's kind of just using whatever I have on hand. But, like, not picking up stuff that's crap. Like, I don't pick up kitchen knives anymore. Is there a good spot for finding lead pipes? Not that I'm aware of, like, just finding. I think you can find... I can't remember if you can find lead pipes by taking apart stuff, or if that's only metal pipes. I find quite a few lead pipes in zombies, but I am at 16x pop, so you know. I find, if it can be dropped by a zombie, I find a decent amount of it, regardless of what it is. Oh, I thought I saw a second one, but I guess not. But as far as, like, just finding them, you could check some of the construction site type of places or the hardware store kind of places, but I'm honestly not sure. Gotcha, yeah, the warehouse is probably a good place to find it, because you just find a little bit of everything. So my plan this time when we hit Riverside is the exact same as last time, except the difference is where we went to that one street of 6 houses and we kept doing that with the horn. I'm instead going to go to, there's the street that goes north-south. It's like 8 or 10 houses. Same idea. We're going to pull in there, kill all the zombies we see on the outside without going anywhere dangerous. Then we're going to start blasting the horn once we stop seeing zombies we can get at without having to go in deeper. I am hoping between all the blasting of the horn we did right next to that street, we'll have drawn a bunch of zombies out of there. And that, you know, we're going to just see less and less zombies as we get along. Because it also did feel like where we were at that house with the, or that street with the 6 houses there, each time we were honking our horn, we had gone from like seeing, you know, 50 plus zombies to 20 plus zombies to like 10 zombies each time. That's usually a good indication that, you know, things are winding down in that area. That's very much the entire way, like, Insane Pop, 16x Pop, like those high pop things. When you're clearing an area, you'll feel like you're getting absolutely no progress. You're seeing like 50 and 100 zombies again and again. And then suddenly it'll be like, oh, I only saw 20 this time. I saw like 12 this time. I saw 6 this time. I saw 2 tiny groups of 4 this time. And then you just have, after that, you won't like usually get rid of them, but you'll keep seeing like small groups of 3 and 5 or individuals, and that's basically, that area is effectively clear. You're just getting that one zombie that was hiding out in the bathroom that couldn't quite path to you before it finally found a way. So I usually find when you get to that point, it's just easier to relocate, blast your horn some more, run your sirens, whatever. And they also made the point, I've said this a few times, that I do make it a point to periodically circle back to the places that we have labeled as cleared. You know, honk horns, set off sirens, that kind of stuff, to draw out any zombies that may have moved into the area since we cleared it, because they've done that. Like South Ekron is a perfect example where, not this helicopter, but the one before, we took it to South Ekron, an area that we had cleared a long time ago many, many times. And we ran into a ridiculous number of zombies down there once the helicopter got going, which tells me we had a lot of migrations, which makes sense. Like, that's the way towards Rosewood and a bunch of the farms and all that kind of stuff, so there's a good chance that zombies have been migrating, you know, a good distance. Hey, there's Spear 5. I was not expecting them to survive 2 hits. Saw more, but I think they ducked in the trees, and I'm not going to chase them. It's fine. We'll drive past it, make noise, and then our return trip they'll probably be waiting in the road for us. If not, their day will come. We just keep killing zombies. There they were. Alright, group over here. Let's move to get them all on one side of us. Oh, deal with you in 2 seconds. The trees are very colorful at the moment. A lot of pink and white. And there's a good chance at the rate we've been going today we'll probably break 40,000, because we're about to hit 39,000 here in not too long. We're going to get this, you know, the eastern part of town that's going to have a decent amount of zombies. So that should get us real close to 40,000, if not over. Once we do all that, we'll have to start clearing our path to Rosewood, which will involve killing lots of zombies. Alright, got a couple zombies here to kill. Let's go a little bit far so we're not getting out next to a zombie. Don't need to be dragged down as we get out of our vehicle. Be a terrible way to go. Which, for those new who are not familiar, there's a mechanic called drag down. I believe it's enabled by default on all modes, but I could be wrong. That basically the idea is if your character is in a particularly vulnerable position, like a zombie grabs you while you're sitting down, or climbing out of your car, like you climb out into a zombie, or you jump a fence into a zombie and they grab you, or you get grabbed by I think it's like 2 or 3 zombies at the same time, you get what's called drag down. You don't get bitten, you don't get scratched, you immediately get pulled to the ground and outright killed. The idea is you're in a situation that the zombies simply overwhelm you. Which, to be fair, most of those situations, if you weren't to be dragged down, you'd effectively get stun-locked by the hits the zombies are doing to you. And so it wouldn't matter anyways, because you get, 2 or 3, you'd probably get like 4 or 5 lacerations, if not just stun-locked entirely. And just your chance of survival will be so minuscule. Rather than make you suffer it, they just kill you outright. I do not like when it, does the execute animation up close like that. That is one thing that spears do that knives do not. Knives do not do the execution animation when they're that close. If you have more than one zombie aggroed with a knife, you generally will not execute animation. Which is why it's so like getting killed by doing that, by doing an execute on a knife, is super rare and usually involves you having line of sight issues on a zombie that your character would be unaware of the zombie. Spears, however, they're not supposed to execute animation if zombies are close enough to you, but like that range is pretty close. It's enough that, like you saw earlier, where I didn't get caught, but it was definitely at that stressful edge of, I need to be running, please let me run. I see that zombie, I see the group ahead. Rather than fight the one out alone, because it's getting hard to see, because as a reminder, I have a filter on OBS that makes everything about 20%, 25% brighter for all of you than it is for me. I really cannot see in the dark well, so I'm trying to fight in the headlight, so I can see at least what's around me. Because, like, for example, this one wearing the black, there's a good chance in the darkness I might not see him in time. I have absolutely in other playthroughs just gone and walked right into a zombie who I couldn't see. And just gotten grabbed and chomped by it. Which usually my go-to, if I hear a zombie, like I'm out in a field and I can't see it because it's too dark, usually my go-to is I will run. Oh, it's something I haven't demoed on here in a while. For people who are new, here's a pro tip. You can run out of zombies and shove them out of your way. Like, not even spacebar. Like, if I run straight at the zombie, I'll just push him out of the way. So you saw how I got knocked aside a little bit, and my character like staggered around him. That is something to keep in mind. Just know you can only do it to about 1, maybe 2 zombies at a time. When you bump into them, they have the animation of your character like going way off balance, like they're kind of staggering a little. If you bump another zombie while you're staggering, you will trip, and you'll usually get scratched, but that scratch is from tripping, not from the zombie, so you won't get infected. The problem is you might trip, fall down near a zombie, and if you're just laying on the ground, you can imagine how that goes when a zombie finds you. It's not good, I'll leave it at that. I've debated a few times seeing what it would take to hook up one of those programs that shows where my eye movements are. Not as a permanent thing, but maybe as like a point redemption thing once in a blue moon. Or even just to kind of demo stuff. To show you like where my eyes are kind of looking around to keep myself protected type thing. Because you can't see it here. But I'm looking up here. Usually after each couple zombie kills, I will peek up here to see how my fatigue is. And like you'll see me constantly like flick my eyes from looking in the direction I'm fighting to directly behind me, because again that's the danger zone. So I think that might be interesting to do, like on stream. You know, not for like a whole stream, but maybe like 30 minutes to an hour. Because I could imagine if I did that the whole time, it would probably get more annoying than useful after a while. And you'll notice quite frequently I'm going to look out the side of my car before I get out the driver's side door. You can do that by just right-clicking and, you know, whatever direction you want to look, you can do that in your car. It's a good idea, because like I said, getting grabbed on your way out the door usually gets you instantly killed. Even if it didn't, that'd be a way to get lacerated or bitten or whatever. Alright, they're trapped in that backyard. They're a tomorrow problem. I didn't see that there's zombies alive there. Well, that'd be neat. An extension that allows you to turn it on or off. That way people who want it can turn it on out of interest. That'd be cool. Because like I said, I definitely wouldn't want it on all the time. Like, I wouldn't want that as a viewer or the streamer, because I feel like that'd get annoying after a while. Go slowly. This garage, I believe, was the one we were using before. Yeah, that'd be one of those things I'd do as like a one-off thing on the rare occasion.